guys, I'm back. Another book that I bought for the NCLEX was the Princeton Review's Cracking the NCLEX RN. Now, this is a great book because, graphic material here, but I just opened up to penises. But it has diagrams, so that was the point of that. Like, let's see. I'm just in that general area. Here, that was a good one. Lungs. See, it has pictures for you just to remind you of anatomy, and it just has general basic information, and it's just what it says. It's a review. So I feel like I'm a great test taker. Like, I can figure out by the context of the question what the the tester is looking for, but I didn't know content. I kind of breezed through nursing school, college in general, and like I said before, I didn't really study. I didn't really absorb things. Excuse me. So this book was very helpful because it actually reviewed, and it was sectioned off by body systems. So let me show you the table of contents, which was really helpful. Now, when I studied through this, that's exactly how I did my questions. I would read one chapter in here and then go on the NCLEX 4000. Let me show you that again. And do just those questions. So let's say I did cardiovascular. So I would do the cardiovascular chapter in the Princeton Review and then do just cardiovascular questions on here. And this is also sectioned off by body systems and adult and pediatric health, as well as psychology or psychiatry. So that was basically this. I used this a little bit differently the second time around because I had bought another book, which I'll show you now, the Prioritization, Delegation, and Assignment by La Charity. Now, this book is a godsend. I believe this is the reason why I passed the second time around, because if you watch the first intro video that I did, the new format basically focuses on prioritizing, delegating, and assigning patients to other nursing personnel. And you need to know this in real life. So I still look through this every once in a while. I fiddle through. It has an intro section that I highlighted a lot in, and it just basically tells you the keys or bullet points of each: prioritizing, delegating, and assigning patients. It also has chapters that have questions, and these aren't very long chapters. I think the most was maybe 40 questions, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things when you're thinking that the NCLEX may be 265. So yeah, there's chapters, and then at the back are case studies. So you'll have case studies with multiple patients, or case studies pertaining to just one type of condition. And the way that I formatted my studying the second time around was I used the calendar just like the first time, and I also used this notebook, another half of the notebook. So I even sectioned it off. That's when I took the tests and my study plan. And you can see I wrote it July 1st. That's when I started my calendar. And I mapped out what I was going to do. Basically, you need a plan. So I would study, let's say, this was a new book. So I would study from this first. Let's say, let's go by the book, the notebook. Chapter 1 was pain. So I would read chapter 1 and do the questions of chapter 1. And then I would do questions in here. I did the pre-test. I did the pre-test first and recorded my score, and I'll tell you why later. And then I would read a corresponding chapter in here, which I read hospitalized child and newborn. That might have been a bad example. So let me give you a better example. I know when I did endocrine, that was a little better. Okay, so here on, I think July 15th, at the top, I'm trying to get close so you can see it. I read chapter 13 on diabetes and other endocrine problems. I did the case study on diabetic ketoacidosis. And then I did questions on the endocrine and metabolic disorders. And then the Princeton Review, I read endocrine system. So in actuality, I probably did that a little backwards. I probably read first, because you always want to review your information and make sure that it's in your head. And then I did pDNA, as I shortened it in my notebook. And then I did questions on the NCLEX review. Now the reason why I recorded, I'm drawing a blank, sorry, what did I say? The reason why I recorded the score from my pre-test is because in my plan, I took the last day that I was going to study to kind of do a generalized review and just really focus on what I needed to focus. So instead of doing, let's say, a certain body system, I don't know, antepartum, intrapartum, and postpartum periods in the NCLEX review, I took the lowest score on my pre-test and did questions just on that. And I kind of did the same thing with the pDNA, but I'm gonna tell you a little secret and be honest, I didn't finish. Why am I showing you a notebook? I didn't finish. So even without reviewing every single thing possible that I could have, I still passed the second time. So there's still more, so hold on, I'll be right back.